Arela Feaster, God bless you. Deidre McCarriman. Joel, that's Miss D.
I know, she just turned, I think, 50. I think I just saw her on Facebook.
Oh, you did?
Yes,
I didn't. When was my invite to the 50th birthday?
Her birthday, it was the 50th or something, but her birthday just passed.
Oh, well, I want to know. My invitation got lost in the mail to the 50th birthday, huh? We go way back 23 years. At least 22 years. I love you, Miss D. Kathy Jones Hayden, Sharon Pink Cow, Giovanna Wallace, Lamona Gray, Anaya Jameson, Andrea, is it Andrea Hill? God bless you. Looks like a new name, but if it's not, charge it to my head. My heart did not mean it. Bridget A. Jones is the mother of Bridget Jones. See, welcome, welcome, welcome. Linda Falk, Kathy Mason. Hey, Miss Kathy Mason. Love you, madam. Colette McManus, Alice Lyons, Mary F. McDowney Milner. God bless you. Carla Donegan Ellerby. God bless you. God bless you. Marquetta Auburn. God bless you. Thank you, Felita. She says, I'm glad you're feeling better. Let me tell you something. I was up at maybe 3, 4 this morning, and I literally had to go gargle with apple cider vinegar, like straight. My throat, and it still is not perfect, but nothing like it was last night. Like someone just lit a fire to it, and it was just, you could feel the pain in your sleep. And so I just got up and gargled with, I put sea salt in the apple cider vinegar and gargled with it. And well, I did put a smidgen of boiling water so it would be warm. So I had a smidgen of boiling water, a third of a cup, or maybe not a third of a cup, but I had less than a half of a cup of apple cider vinegar. I wasn't playing. And I just doused it with some sea salt. You don't swallow it, you just gargle with it. And God knows it really, really did help my throat. And I've always given my secret. Everyone that knows me knows my secret. Manuka honey is a miracle. Forget antibiotics. Forget them. Well, don't let me say that because I'm not your physician. So let me pull that back. Let me just pull that back. I'm just speaking on a holistic point of view. Because if your doctor wants to give you an antibiotic, don't say Pastor Yolanda said forget it. I'm just saying I tried things from a more holistic point of view. And Manuka honey is amazing, isn't it, Joel?
Oh, it's amazing. It's like the best alternative to sugar on the planet.
It's incredible. It's incredible. And I've completely cut sugar out of my diet. However, I needed those spoonfuls of Manuka honey to help my throat, child. Okay. Donna Jackson said, Pastor Joel. She said, Pastor, did you see my text about Erica Campbell saying, come on this morning? She said, I think she's listening to the gratitude journey.
Come on. Ooh, y'all.
She can't take my say. I'm going to text Erica.
We got to call the copyright lawyers.
Yeah, I'm going to text Erica.
Y'all didn't know come on was copywritten. Ooh,
I'm going to have to text Erica and see what's going on with the going ons. Okay? So, shout out to Erica Campbell. I love her. And major shout out to my dear friend, Tina Campbell. Love her. But Erica, I'm coming for you on this telephone line. If you're stealing my lines, go ahead now. Come. If you're going to be a gratitude, come on with the come on. But if you're not, you got to go ahead with the go ahead. And you know, it's all love. It's all love. God bless you. Gene Scott said hello, Joel Jr. Hey, Aunt Jackie Burgess. Happy 50th, Lamar. Miss D. Hey, Christine Hardy. Stacy Robinson. God bless everyone. Bernadette Ig, Tanya Smith, Evangelist Vivian Conway, Debbie Williams, Nigel Simmons, Evelyn Clark, Tarsha Sneed, listen, Everett Wands, Kia Jackson Bexley. That looks like a new name, but she looks like she's been in here because she says, good evening, beautiful butterfly. So I'm assuming she ain't on this group here. Come on now. Come on. Everywhere I go, Joel, I was even up at the university today, helping Thaddeus get situated.
He moved in?
Well, that's Prayerfully Friday.
Okay.
But we had to get some of his other stuff situated, which thank God we did. It's not all what you know, but sometimes who you know It's an important thing. And do you know how many people came up to me and said, "Oh my Lord, I am enjoying your gratitude journey." And I went, "I don't see your name on the gratitude journey." And I'm very adamant about it. You are not a gratituder until you join the gratitude journey.
Boom.
I said that. And I'm going to have to get going, Joe, because today's going to be a very serious broadcast.
Uh-oh. I might want to step out the room.
I don't know how many times I'm going to be doing hottie who's.
Uh-oh.
And everyone's.
Uh-oh.
And good golly, Miss Molly. And come on with the come on and go ahead with the go ahead. I don't know how many times I'm going to be saying that because it's a very serious show. On day 200 and stand by. On day 234. Only the strong have survived. That does deserve a hottie hoo. Okay, so welcome to hashtag. Are we on YouTube?
Yes, we are on YouTube.
What camera? You never told me. We don't know. We don't even know what camera we on. Welcome, YouTubers. Oh no! Oh goodness. Well, I'm just talking to all the cameras.
I posted the link though, so the link is up so they can watch. I just hope. From what I know, we're on camera one.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So.
Let me see.
Welcome to hashtag Why People's Rise Up Gratitude Journey, where we are on this amazing, life-altering, brain transplant. Welcome, YouTubers. Brain transplanting, action, intentional action journey. Yeah, I think that's what I want to say. 365 days, glorious days of uninterrupted, unabashed gratitude. That is what you are on. And for those that jumped ship prior to December the 31st, I can only say I wish they had stayed the course. There is something to be said about individuals that commit themselves to something and dropping out. But there's something magnificent to be said about individuals that participate in something and stay the course. Even when you fall down, you get back up. Even when you tilt to the left or the right, you stand back up. And I never said it was going to be easy. I'm just simply saying it shall be worth it. Shout out to Anaya Jameson and Christine Hardy. Literally everywhere, and I'm going to finish inviting you to this journey, but everywhere I went today, people were like, "Oh my gosh, you look so beautiful." People I didn't know. And I just took that as an opportunity to tell them about the strength of a woman. And that we are not defined by hair or lashes or makeup or nails or clothing or purses or shoes. And yes, I am one. I like nice things. I do. But I can take a very inexpensive thing and make everybody think it's an expensive thing. Because I'm just going to spend my money where I want to spend my money, and where I don't, I don't. But we are not defined by a designer. This dress is not a designer. But I love this dress. We are not defined by our makeup. We are not defined by our hair. We are not defined by anything of which is called the outward appearance. Because that is what man looks at, but God looks at the heart. And so I was telling everyone, it's like, "Oh my gosh, you look so pretty. You look so, I love this head wrap. Oh, I love the dress." I took that as an opportunity to tell individuals about this movement of this gratitude journey and celebrating a woman for what she possesses on the inside. And whatever man does not like that, oh, to the well. Okay, if he's that guy that always wants you to be on 10 with makeup and hair and all this stuff, then, you know, okay, that's not what we're talking about today. So let me get back on track. And so we're on this terrific journey of 365 amazing, glorious days of uninterrupted, unabashed gratitude. So on this journey, you will need some supplies. Who goes to any type of class and not have textbooks? Well, good news. There are no real textbooks here. I give you some readings, but you have to have a journal. This is the journal I wrote specifically for the Gratituders. It is called my Gratituders Journal for Health, Wholeness, and Fulfillment. Because this is how you get healthy, how you get whole, and how you get fulfilled. My God, right? And so, journal, check. This assessment, now I notice a lot, not a lot, but some individuals will order the journal and not the assessment book. I don't know why. Because this is like your report card. How do you assess yourself and grade yourself if you don't have your report card filled out? And you only have to fill it out once a week. Once a week. I gave 3 categories: spirit, soul, body. Let me go to the end so y'all don't see my personal assessments. You only fill it out once a week. So on Sunday, you can fill this out. And it literally, I think I have 5. 5 areas per category. 5 per spirit, per soul, per body. And you just circle the number. And don't you want to look back at the conclusion of the year and go, wow, I grew in this area. Oh, this area I need. Because sometimes, which is what we're going to talk about today, you don't realize because you're just living. And you don't realize where you stand and where you are until someone tells you you're nasty and greasy and mean, or someone tells you that you're impatient, or someone tells you that you're a liar. You may not even know. That's what we're talking about today. And I promise you, next week, Joel, you got to help me. We have to finish up Only One Love. Although my heart was sorely disappointed that we never heard from Miss Rachel Macy Stafford. I was very disappointed we didn't hear from her. But it's okay. We're going to finish the book. We did hear, the first book I gave Joel was Think and Grow Rich. And the author of the book was kind enough to leave us a message on Facebook, but she was also kind enough to give me a call because I introduced her book to all the Gratituders and sales just went up. And she was kind enough to call, but Rachel Macy Stafford never got back in touch with us.
Well, maybe she doesn't know. Maybe we got to reach out to her.
All the Gratituders were reaching out.
Well, let's keep reaching out.
But we're going to finish the book because we do like the book. So journal check, assessment check, book check, you check. Joe Jr. check.
Check.
Pastor Yolanda check. I am a pastor, but I'm not trying to be an online pastor. Now, although I am here to be your inspiration, to be your motivator, I am here to say that I have a wonderful church and I'm a pastor there. I'm just here to encourage you, and that's all. And I cannot be successful in doing that unless, of course, I have a very concrete foundation, and that is based on the Word of God. There it is. So if you're watching me on YouTube, listen, you have a right. I always have to put this disclaimer because I know on YouTube we're exposed to different individuals. We have formed a family on Facebook. Joe, is it possible to go live on Instagram?
Yes, ma'am.
It is?
Yes, ma'am.
So how can we do that tonight? Because I was told when I went to the university today, everybody was like, can you go live on Instagram? I was like, I didn't know you could go live on Instagram. Maybe tomorrow?
I mean, honestly, we can do it today if I figure out a way to prop Dad's iPad up as well. I can go live from his iPad. So, I'll do that.
Okay, the engineer is going to work something out.
Oh, the iPad just died.
I was told that when I went up to the university today, I was told that I should have a more visible presence on Snapchat for the younger generation, and then somewhere like in the mid-generation said, I would love for you to go on Instagram because they weren't on Facebook. I didn't know. And I sometimes post things there, but not often. So we have to change that so that we can really get this message of hope and love all around the world. And so I don't even know what I was saying, but let me go into how you can become a member of this terrific journey, because I do have something I want to give you, and then I'm going to sign off. And if you want to become a member of this journey, it is not enough to tune in at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock or the next day. Be a part of this incredible family. There's going to be in about 2 minutes where I'm going to ask all Gratituders to cease typing. because I really want you to hear what God has for me to say to you. And that's what I was saying earlier. I'm a pastor of the City of Praise Family Ministries along with my husband, Bishop Joel Robert Peoples here. I'm just trying to motivate you to tap into your freedom, to tap into your worthiness, to tap into your gifts and your talents. And that's what I'm here to motivate you to do. I don't do the work, you do the work. God supplies the increase. I'm just here to motivate you. And then sometimes people need a motivator because maybe they grew up and they didn't have that. Maybe mom and dad never said that you can be all you can be and do whatever you want to do in life. Maybe no one was there to say, listen, when you fall down, stand back up. Some watching me right now might not have had a person in their ear going, hey, pick the right friends, because the wrong friends can ruin great decisions. And so in that regard, I am here to motivate you in those ways. And so if you want to be a part of this journey, because it's not, so many times today, people are like, oh my goodness, I am enjoying your videos. And I'm like, well, why don't you become a part of the family? There is something to being a part of the family. It's like being a Peebles or a Smith or Jones or an Obama. And when someone with that same last name comes, you might stand to attention because you're like, oh, they're family, yes? And so, no, families aren't perfect. They're not. And I'm here to say it. Families are not perfect, but families are the fabric of the world. Like, where do we begin unless we begin with family, you know? And so we are a family here on the gratitude journey. And I love it because individuals that, some of us are all in church together at City of Praise Family Ministries, but yet they didn't know one another. But through this prism, they have come to know one another and form relationships. And it's pretty amazing. And so the way you become a member, you will love this. You do not have to fill out an application. Excuse me. I'm still, huh? I'll be okay. Thank you. And so you want to become a wonderful part of this family because the family has grown. And when I say grown, yes, we've grown in numbers. I started out day one, January 1st, with maybe 20 people that tuned in, if my memory serves me correctly. And we've grown in numbers. But when I say we've grown in our perception. We've grown in, which we will be talking about next week, and I'm so excited that I am with great anticipation to go into next week about perception. But we've grown in how we handle our responses. We've grown in how we
Even into your personal one.
I can try. Yeah, I thank you. We have grown in what we make our first response. We've grown in how we handle others. We've grown in how we choose to walk in faith and not in fear. So we've grown on this journey. And I desire for the world to be a part of this journey. My heart was over the last several days just broken into a million pieces when I look at the state of the universe. When I look at the state of families, when I look at the state of the church, my heart is broken into a million pieces because we can fix it. But are we going to have enough willing people to stand up and make that happen? There are organizations that understand how to pull together to get something to happen. But yet when it comes to demolishing child abuse, when it comes to eradicating child abuse, eradicating fights and anger and bullying and all of those things. No one wants to stand up for that. Thank you. It's an asset having you here. No one wants to stand up for that. And it does take a village. It takes a village to make change. It takes a village to make an impact. It does, if we want it to carry beyond ourselves. And I said today would not be a bunch of hotty hoos and come on with the come-ons and go ahead with the co-heads and all of that. I have to get you to a very sober place. So now I'm going, let me just say, if you want to join the gratitude journey, all you have to do is type the words I'm in the comment section. If you don't type the words I'm in, you're not a gratituder. And why would you not be a gratituder? It doesn't cost you. You're looking for a stand? Yeah. It doesn't cost you. Hello, Instagram. And shout out to everyone at Bowie State University today. God bless you, Dr. Bro. And a major shout out to Dr. Oh Lord. She's going to get me. I'm going to think of her name. Oh Lord. She's the angel of Bowie State University. How did I forget her name? And they were telling me at Bowie State today, they was like telling me I needed to go on Instagram because her name is, I don't know how I forgot her name. Dr. Briscoe. Lord, she's gonna get me.
You didn't remember Dr. Briscoe?
She's gonna chop my head off.
Oh my goodness, she gonna get mad at me for that.
She's the angel of Bowie State University. You agree? I love Dr. Briscoe is like one of these people I'm talking about tonight. So thanks to her and the wonderful, incredible people that helped me get Thaddeus organized today. Shout out to you, and I'm on Instagram and at your request. Okay. So I'm feeling blessed because now we've got YouTube going, we have Facebook going, we have Instagram going, and we're going to touch the world. So listen, where was I? I was headed to a meeting. And most of the time when I'm on Facebook, I'm only on Facebook because I'm working and I'm promoting something or listening to your comments on Facebook or YouTube and trying to comment to you or trying to put something on for the City of Praise or whatever. I don't like to say whatever, because that's not good. And I try to, especially for my gratituders, I try to find 5 or 10 minutes to scroll down and see what's happening in your lives and like your pictures so that I can talk about it on the gratitude journey when I know, like you're in Mexico, I know it's your birthday or your anniversary, and that's important to me to know what great things are happening in your lives. So I was scrolling down Facebook and I saw this video and I was so hurt that I kept scrolling past it because all I heard when I scrolled past was just a woman screaming and hollering. I'm going, not another screaming and hollering angry person. And I said, why is this? But then when I thought about what I just heard, I heard her say, don't let him hit you. And I went, whoa, what do you mean? So I went back. And it was a group of people on a bus or a subway or something. I think it was a bus. It was a bus. And they were on the bus. And evidently this man really beat this woman. And one brave soldier on the bus had unspeakable courage that she was not going to allow it to happen. When the bus came to a halt, this one woman who had a child of her own refused to let this woman get off this bus and go with this abuser. Although her language could have been curtailed, I really got her point. I didn't judge her because I'm not her judge. But I was empowered to know someone cared enough to put themselves in a potential harm's way in order to help someone else. And that brings me to this evening, because she fought for, and I don't mean physical fighting, although she told the man who hit the other woman, she said she kind of beckoned him to hit her. She was like, come on, hit me the way you hit her. That's what she said. And the young lady was thinking about, the young man kept saying, get off the bus with me. Come on, come on. And she kept saying, don't you get off that bus with him. Do something different. Don't go, because he's going to kill you. And she was just, I loved her passion for helping this woman. Long story short, her camera was moving around the bus. And when I saw how many people were on the bus, particularly males, who sat and act like it wasn't even happening. Now, I get it. I get it. We all have families and loved ones, and we want to go back to our families and loved ones, so you don't want to get involved in what could be a dangerous situation. But even when the gentleman got off the bus, someone could have helped the young lady at that time and made sure the driver shut the bus, drove the bus off, did something. The bus just sat there, and the young man got on the bus, off the bus, on the bus, off the bus. And I just like, Lord have mercy. But I guess what I'm saying is that if we had 50 people like that one woman who stood up and said, oh no, you're not going to beat her. Oh no, you're not going to go back home to that. Oh no, you're going to do something different. If we had more people like that, the world would be a better place. And that's why we're here on this gratitude journey. So we want to talk about gratitude. Let's talk about gratitude. Because we can write. Is this Dad's? Yes. We can write continuously and daily, as we should, in our gratitude journals. If you don't have this, go to the dollar store and get a journal. I just want you to write in the journal the things for which you are grateful. We can do that all day long. But when are we going to be benefactors of every blessing mandated to us by the kingdom of heaven? When are we going to walk in that? I don't want to see people hurt anymore. I don't want to be hurt. I don't want to be hurt. There were a couple of things that really hurt me this week. And no one did anything to me, so gratituders, don't panic. Don't panic. These were things that happened to people I love, and in turn, I internalize it and hurts me. And I didn't even want to go on live today, particularly, especially after having only 4 hours of sleep and not feeling well the past couple of days. I'm like, I just need to put a flag on the play and take a break, but my heart won't let me, because we have real work to do. And I believe that I am an example of fighting the good fight of faith. I'm an example of choosing love first. I'm an example of fulfilling your dream. I want to be that example, yes? And so today, I just want to talk very briefly with you about some important things. If you're not a member of this journey, there's no application fee. Just come on and join. It's a gratitude journey. And if you listen to the gratituders, there's a million zillion reasons that we've all gotten blessed that lets us know why it's so important. I'm wondering, did the gratituders just stop typing? Because I was going to commission you to please stop typing, but it looks like they did so already. Is that correct, Joel? Or you can't tell, you're still on Instagram. You have a lot going on over there.
I try to check on my phone, though. But
no worries.
Y'all, I got a laptop.
You have a laptop?
2 iPads and a phone in my hand right now.
I need to take a picture of you.
My phone just died.
Oh, no. I'm going to ask you to please cease typing, because I really want to go over something important. I'm going to try my very level best to make sure that I am done with this before 8 or by 8. And I just want to cut this out really quickly, because the way the printer printed it, and I want to show this to you. You know, this week that our mission statement was all about now that we have our wings, we have to learn how to strengthen these wings. Because the Bible talks about the enemy coming in as a flood, but God will put up a standard against him. The problem is a lot of people, when the enemy comes in like a flood, a lot of us, we tend to falter to that flood. We tend to get drowned out by that flood, but not anymore. We have our wings. So today, thank you, Gratituders, for hitting that love and like button. Thank you for not talking anymore. Tramel said hello, and hopefully that'll be the last thing because I really want you to listen.
Tramel, please call me.
Miss D, Joel said, please tell Tramel to call Joel. Does he have your number? I'm not going to give it live.
I'll connect him through Facebook.
Okay, Joel said he will reach out to him through Facebook. I want to make sure all the Gratituders have ceased speaking. Thank you, Mama Ann. Mama Ann says, Gratituders, if you are just signing on, Pastor would like us for us not to type at this time. Thank you, Mama Ann. Mama Ann, Joel, doesn't play when it comes to this gratitude journey. See, you know why, Joel? Because Mama Ann used to fit into something I'm going to talk about tonight. Mama Ann, a lot of her family members have transitioned to glory, including siblings. And she talks about how she went into a major state of depression and just wasn't living her life. And through this gratitude journey, she's learned how to go out and live again without feeling guilty. Isn't that incredible?
That's amazing.
And so that's what this journey is all about. So thank you, Mama Ann, for making sure that all typing ceases. Gratituders. So during the women's experience, I invested a Sunday morning service time to give you literal butterfly wings. I gave you butterfly wings, and I already know some pastor is going to steal my idea and make it think it was theirs. Spread the word. It was Pastor Yolanda's idea first. Okay. And I do take that very close to my heart because God gave it to me. And we invested, my husband allowed me to invest time during the Sunday morning service to make sure every every participant of the women's experience had an opportunity. I had a real life-size Ferris wheel, 2 of them. One that had a mannequin inside to represent people who want to choose to stay on the Ferris wheel. And then I had one that wasn't. And I had you, is someone typing? Bridget is telling people not to type. Thank you, Bridget. Thank you so much. Please cease from typing. Please. I had another Ferris wheel so that you could literally feel yourself getting on that Ferris wheel with everything that has ever hurt you, disappointed you, made you angry, frustrated, but allowing yourself to see past that hurt, that pain, and see to the other side where the glory is. And every person walked through that Ferris wheel, and on the other side, my team literally gave them butterfly wings to wear, and I also gave them butterflies to put in their wallet to remind you that you are free. Does free mean things won't set out to hurt you? Does being free mean that everyone's going to treat you nice? Does being free mean you won't have a hiccup in your life? Does free mean you won't sometimes have a straight difficulty in your life? Does free mean that the marriage instantaneously gets fixed? No, it doesn't. But what being free means is I see things differently. I respond to things differently. So the old me that sat up and worried and worried and worried and worried and became a PhD in worry, no longer that person. That's what a free person does. You take it and you take that situation, because we had a situation we learned about with a family member that really hurt me to know that happened. And I had to say to myself, I had to say to Yolanda, are we going to stay in this place of brokenness and hurt and upset? Or are we going to rise up and trust God for the next step? That's what free is. That's what free is. That's what free is. And so this journey is so much deeper because you can write in your gratitude journal. You can just write, you can write in your journal. But are you living this life of freedom? And once you commit to being free, what sane person would imprison themselves again? What sane person would do that? Now I can say, come on, come on. So I just printed these out. The word anger. If that's you, right where you are, in your home or in your car or at your office or at the dinner table, at the restaurant, if that is you, just raise your hand and put it down. Go, yeah, that's me. Raise your hand if that's you. You're that angry bird. Everything makes you angry. Just, no one is here. Is someone typing, Joe? You don't know because you're so busy doing all your hard work over there. Okay, Fatima, we're begging you all not to type. Okay. If that's you, just raise your hand. Just angry. Especially if someone offends you or disrespects. That's a big word in the African American community. No one wants to be disrespected, so they get angry. If that's you, right where you are, you can put your hand up and put it right back down. Your honesty is what will set you free. Your truth, owning your truth. No one, I am not here to judge you. I can't see you, although I feel you in my heart, but I can't see you. But you have to own your truth in order for you to grow. Are you that person that is suffering with grief? Put your hand up wherever you are and put it down. You are struggling with grief. What camera am I on for YouTube?
It's dead, but two.
Okay, two. Are you struggling with grief? And grief does not only equate to the transition of a loved one. Grief can be the abandonment of a loved one. Do you know how many people are suffering with grief? Which statistics show that abandonment is worse on a person than them having to go through the death of a person in their life? Grief. You know how many people suffer with grief because they made bad choices when their children were young? And they wish they could rewind the clock and start all over and be a better parent. Grief. That's you, right where you are. Just put your, I don't like how this shirt is making my arms look fat, but it's not about my fat arms. If that is you, just raise your hand and put it up, put it down. If you are that person, although I asked not to type and Andrea Hill, I shall pray for you. I see your message and I felt it. I felt it. You cannot see it. I think I may save that one for last. If you are that person, wait a minute, I don't know which one of these to save for last. You're dealing with all types of things. You can't see it, but the word is frustration. And this is you. You're frustrated at life. Every day you're just frustrated. You're frustrated with your marriage. You're frustrated with your children. You're frustrated with your job. You're frustrated with your drive to work. You're frustrated when you have to stand in line at the grocery store. You're frustrated when your friends don't come through the way they said they would come through. You're just living a life of frustration. If that's you, just put your hand up and call out the name of Jesus and put your hand down. How about this person? Where some statistics show the people who laugh the most are oftentimes the ones that are experiencing the most pain. They laugh to hide the pain. They laugh to keep you from knowing that there is a real battle going on in their world. If that's you, put your hand up and acknowledge it. Call on the name of Jesus and put your hand down. Just laugh. Listen, I'm one that loves laughing. But that's why I say on this journey, laugh with a purpose. Laugh because it's funny. Laugh for real, but not because you're hiding the pain. And how about this? The pretender. Is that you? I'm going to pretend I'm happy. I'm going to pretend I have it all going on. I'm going to pretend that everything is all together. But you're suffering in silence. And the world is walking past you, acting like they can't see it, or they don't care to see it. If that's you, just put your hand up and put it down. And here's the sad part. A lot of people in the church living just like this. They just pretending. Now, I am not asking you to walk out your front door and tell everybody your business. But you need somebody you can trust to get rid of that pain. Let the church say amen. So why am I saying all this on a gratitude journey? You don't feel inspired, do you? Well, let me inspire you. There is a reason, and it's going to bring me to my inspiration, so don't panic. But God told me that some people needed this. Because we've come this far, but yet there's still a struggle within some of you going, I hear you, Pastor Yolanda, every evening. I make sure to tune in, but it's still this inward struggle. It's not your boss. It's not your mate. It's not your children. It's the inward struggle. Make it about everyone else, but it's what's on the inside. So what does all this have to do with anger and frustration and grief and laughing to hide the pain and pretending so no one knows? These things happen because circumstances take place in our lives. And we're not willing to acknowledge them. We're not willing to give them a voice. We're not willing to say, this is my truth. And so what do as humans? You go into what I call survival mode. Everybody's scratching to survive. Yeah, they're scratching to survive the rape, scratching to survive the loss of income, the loss of the job, the loss of a child, the loss of a mate, the loss of peace and joy and happiness, scraping to survive. So what happens is an incident will happen, and we've got to either give up or survive. So you just move on, not realizing that there's this big, huge, open wound that was never, ever cared for. And what happens, oh, Mr. Scientific One, to a wound that's left open and unattended?
It gets infected.
And what happens with an infected wound not attended to?
You get a fever, and usually a person gets a fever, and then the person usually is in critical condition or passes away.
Because gangrene sets in, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
So how is it that the body can have a wound, and you know that it needs maybe some not Bengay, what's that other stuff? Not peroxide. What's the other? The brown stuff. You don't know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
Not peroxide, but how do you get a wound and you not clean up that wound with an antiseptic and a bandage? Yeah. Sometimes that wound even, yeah, antiseptic, but I was trying to think of that brown one and I can't think of the name of it. You get a wound, you don't leave that wound open, do you? We don't, do we, Joel? No, we don't. You're going to get a Band-Aid if it's a small wound. I know if I get a paper cut, that paper cut hurt. It hurts. And I need to sometimes put a Band-Aid on it because you don't want like lemon juice to get in it or alcohol to get in it. And I'm talking about rubbing alcohol, saints.
Message.
Because you leave the wound open and things get in the wound, it can hurt more. It can cause an infection. It can cause a fever. It can cause gangrene. It can cause death. Well, why is it that we think that the soul can have a wound, but it doesn't need healing? My son just said, How is that? Is it because you can't see the soul? Oh, that's what I think y'all think. You think because we can't see the soul that there's no real wound. I don't know who said that. Because frustration is a result of the open wound in the soul. Anger is a result of a wound in the soul. Laughing to hide the pain is a result of a wound unattended to in the soul. Grief is a result of an open wound in the soul. And that results in a person pretending like everything's okay when it's not. Y'all not feeling so grateful tonight, are you? I know. But I had to do what God told me to do because he told me now that we have our wings, we got to make sure they're strong. And I can't keep coming to you and saying all the fluffy things without telling you we got to deal with the frustration, the pain, the hurt, the disappointment, the anger. We got to deal with it. What's wrong? Thank you. So, I'm going to tell you one thing my son, Joe Jr., said to me one day. When my father died, was killed, one of the things that I did not know I did, my way of coping, remember, I called it a survival mode. Everyone at the onset of tragedy goes into survival mode. Some of it may be healthy, but most of us don't go through a healthy mode. We don't acknowledge the wide open wound in the soul, so therefore we certainly are not properly caring for that open wound. And pretending like the wound doesn't exist doesn't mean you're caring for the wound. Let your leg get cut open. I bind that in the name of Jesus, but a person's leg get cut open and they just leave it wide open. That's not going to be wise. Why would you choose to do that with your soul? Not y'all that are watching me right now, because you clearly care about your soul, or you wouldn't be watching me every evening at 7 on a gratitude journey. You clearly want to take care of that wound in the soul. And everybody, you live long enough, you're going to have at least a wound. So we've got to take care of it. It is a result of something. So when my father passed away, one of the things for me was that in my heart, it felt like things were just not in control. My mom, shout out to my mom, amazing, incredible, beautiful, loving, kind, praying woman, just everything amazing. But I always missed having my father present. I would go to school and I would hear children talk about their mother and their father. They would say, oh, my mom and dad, oh, my mom and dad, oh, my mom and dad. And then we had had assemblies at the school, and mom and dad would come. I so desperately wished I had a dad with a mom. And so my survival mechanism was, that is when I became a super duper neat freak. Like, I figured if everything else was not in order, that my way of keeping things in order was to have them in order. That is what I was mature enough to realize about myself. And so one day, this was maybe about, I don't know, 10 years ago maybe. And I was in the kitchen cleaning, and I'm a neat freak. But then sometimes I go to the extreme. Like I've got the little toothbrush getting in the little crevices. And my son Joe Jr. walked into the kitchen. He was like, "Mom, you okay today?" And I was like, "Yeah, son, Mom is good." He's like, "Mom, you okay today? You remember this?" Mm-hmm. And I said, "Son, Mom is good." He's like, "No, Mom. Turn around and look at me. Are you okay?" And I said, "Son, yeah, I'm great." He said, "No, you're not." I asked, why would you say Mama's not doing great? He said, "Because I know you." He said, "When you start cleaning like that with your little toothbrushes and things," he said, "that means you're just trying to work through something." I had to put the toothbrush down and go, whoa, buddy. You not, he said, "I've been taking some psychology courses and I know what's happening." You remember that? And I had to say, yes, that is the day when I said, in order for us to help ourselves, we have to know our truth. And that's what today is about. We've been talking about, now that I have my wings, it's time to strengthen those wings. So day one, on Monday, I talked to you about making sure that you were cognizant of the thoughts that were coming into your brain. And on day two, which was Tuesday, I talked to you about being cognizant and aware of the words that proceed out of your mouth. And on this day, day three, which is call to action. So I have a call to action. Day three is simply being in touch with your authentic feelings. That's what it is today. You're not angry because you were born angry. No one was born angry. You're not frustrated because you were born frustrated. You are not grieving because you were born grieving. You don't laugh to hide the pain because you were born to laugh to hide the pain. Circumstances happened, which left a wound in the soul. And until you care for it, or allow God, that's the better way to put it, to care for it, because he says cast your care on him because he cares for you, until you are a willing participant to let God care for that wound, you are damaging yourself. And bingo, you've been blaming the devil. You've been blaming the husband. You've been blaming the wife. You've been blaming the children. You've been blaming the supervisor. You've been blaming your parent. Bingo, it's you. Yeah, it happened. I get it. And we don't like that things happen. We don't like, I don't like that my father transitioned. I don't like that my grandfather transitioned. I don't like that my Aunt Barbara transitioned. I don't like that we went through the church battle and had to get kicked out. And I didn't like that we had to be all over the Channel 9 and 7 news and all over the radio and all in the newspapers and all over social media. I didn't like it. But I wouldn't be sitting here encouraging you had I not carried those crosses and been willing to allow God to heal the open wound in my soul. Maybe it's time for me to sign off, Joel. Was it too much? Mama Ann, text me and tell me whether that was just too much. I don't think so, because it's what God told me. And if you want your wings strengthened, because see, what's going to happen is if we don't start talking about strengthening these wings and allowing ourselves to say, hey, here is what happened to me. Whether it was your divorce, whether it was your child going to jail, Whether it's the loss of your money and your house and you lived in a car or living in a car, whatever that thing is that caused you to have a hole in your soul. Until we deal with allowing God to care for that wound and fix that wound through prisms like this, then your wings will never be strengthened, because all the enemy will have to do is come and blow one wind and you down for the count. And that's what I'm not having on my watch. Let me see what Mama Ann's saying. Mama Ann says, you're doing your good. Mama Ann took my words, Joe. She said, you're doing your good work, daughter. Deliverance. Oh, wait. I said I wasn't going to do it, but I got to. To Mama Ann. I cannot allow you to live in that grief for the next 10 years. You're going to live physically, so why don't you live psychologically and emotionally and let God heal that wound in your soul? The next time you cut yourself, whether you get a paper cut or you see somebody else get cut, remind yourself that they're going to have to take care of that cut, or that's not going to turn out too good for them. Remind yourself that that's the same way that we have to allow God to care for the open wounds in our soul. It doesn't end up good. Because you know why? It releases negative endorphins from the brain. Said negative endorphins toxify the body. And they show up in the form of hypertension, cancer, diabetes. Do I need to continue? Or are we going to hashtag why peoples rise up and choose a more excellent way? It's a choice. She said that. You want those wings strong? Let's get them strong. Let's get them strong. Because see, when the devil knows you're a pretender, when the devil knows you're stuck in grief, when the devil knows you're stuck in anger, when the devil knows you're stuck in frustration, all he has to do is blow a wind. And then butterfly wings on the ground. And every time he knocks you down, it's harder to get back up. Because he knows what it takes to get you down and keep you down. So it gets harder to get back up. Why not stay up? Why not? It's time to live. It's time to fly. It's time to explore. And we don't need an alcoholic drink to do it. We don't need a drug to do it. I'm 50 years young. And I've never had a drink. I've never entertained a drug. And I am happy to say it. I have a natural high. But I am a woman willing to deal with the wounds in her soul. When I get quiet, I just want them to think about it.
I wish we had the applause button.
Oh, Joe.
The sound effect button.
Joe said we need an applause button. I chose this backdrop because it is a wonderful scene of a nighttime scene, a nighttime city scene with a bridge and all the city lights and you can't see it, but a beautiful ocean beneath. Put yourself in this backdrop and imagine yourself just maybe walking across this bridge, laughing with purpose, taking in the air, feeling the breeze run across your face, listening to the sounds of the people below, not in the ocean, on the ground. Living, not being stuck. You don't have to be stuck. Just like Mama Ann rose up, you can rise up too. She said now she can go out and have a great time and not feel guilty because her loved ones, I'm sure Mama Ann never said this, but when she was talking to me, I could feel what she was not saying. So I'm sure there were nights she said, God, why did she get to be the one out of all the siblings to live? So she withdrew into that cocoon called the hole in her soul and said, well, I'm just not going to live because they didn't get to live. I knew her sister, the one who transitioned glory last. She would have wanted to say to Mama Ann, live your life. Because even in her last days of being ill, she was still living. She was volunteering in her church. She was putting together a program in her church. She was living. And it blesses me now to hear Mama Ann say, you know what? I'm living now. And I live without feeling regret. When I hear Nicole Dixon say she was that child that was molested, but she's not stuck there anymore. She's living her life. There's so many other testimonies just like it, but now we have to go even higher because the enemy is angry. But don't you be sidetracked by that. Because the angrier the devil is, the happier I know God is. Because he only gets angry when he knows that we're on the fast track to something amazing with God. So, your inspiration for today is, I am in touch with my feelings. When you get angry, I want you to ask yourself, what is that wound really about? Because it's not the fact that your husband didn't put the toilet paper over instead of under. It's not. It's not about the fact that your child left the math book at school and you just flat lost your mind. It's not about that. What is the wound inside your soul that's really making you angry? See me, remember I told y'all how I used to be afraid? I had fear of flying, fear of swimming, fear. And when I would become afraid, I would get upset. But the mature me learned, and when I tuned into my feelings, I went, When I'm upset, I go, figure out what it is. What is it you're really afraid of that is causing this outburst? What is that? What is that in your soul you haven't fixed that is showing up as anger or frustration? And I would always know it was because it was something that I was afraid of. And so I had to conquer the fear to conquer the anger and the frustration. I'm just saying. You have to be in touch with why you're frustrated, why you're laughing to hide something. What is it? Because once we heal that wound, you don't understand how strong your wings will be. You don't understand. You think I'm just talking, but you don't. You will write me another letter. So, you're called to action. You're called to action. You know I like videos because I do videos. But when people scroll down the Woman's Experience page, I want them to see other amazing testimonies besides me just talking. So I need you to do a video, and this is the assignment. Joel will type it out for you. I will not post it if it's not followed directions aren't clearly on target.
I'm supposed to be writing this on Facebook?
We can write it afterwards.
You want to just because the production on Instagram was kind of low today since we didn't have a stool, so we can sign off and then just tell them. Well, guys, I'm already talking, so we're gonna sign off on Instagram today. Today was literally a test ride.
Okay.
Just to see, so everybody listening on YouTube as well as Facebook, we're gonna start with Instagram Live starting tomorrow. Awesome. We have to get a stand for this iPad.
Right. So, I'll get one tomorrow.
It's been a little shaky, so I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. But we apologize for the camera shifting and things of that nature for Instagram, and we'll have everything corrected tomorrow. But thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thanks for tuning in. We're grateful. So I want you to post a video saying what your call to action is that Pastor Yolanda, well, I want you to start, they will start like this. Number one, they will say, my name is your name, and I have joined the hashtag White People's Rise Up Gratitude Journey.
Excuse me.
That's going to be the first part of the video.
And this is tonight's.
This is their call to action. And the second part is, and I am agreeing to be in touch with my feelings so I get the proper result. See, once we know what the wound is and we allow God to heal the wound, we'll get a different result. You've been wondering why you can't fix the anger. You haven't let God heal the wound.
What was step one?
Step one is to say your name.
In the video?
On the video. I want them to make a video. And only the same repetitive people make a video. And I don't know why, but those are the ones who will stand out in a whole different type of way. I want to see the gratituders. Get bold with it. Stop telling me you're shy. Stop when I see you in the community and you say, oh, well, I really wanted to do it, but I didn't know what people would think. Come on. We're past that. You give your name and say, I've joined the hashtag Why People's Rise Up Gratitude Journey. And I am making a commitment to be in touch with my feelings to get a better result. You've been fighting this system to figure out how do you find more peace? How do you find how to be calm? Well, let's find out why you're not calm. Is it because your mama didn't show you how to be calm? Well, now it's time for you to learn a more excellent way so your children can be calm. Once we heal, allow God to heal the open wound, we have to acknowledge the wound, allow God to heal the wound, we can make a better choice. We can make a better choice. But as long as we're in denial of the wound, it's just going to get gangrene. And that never ends well. So before God has to come in and resuscitate you in a valley experience, give him that wound and let him heal it so that you can really fly. And I mean fly and live your life. Not caring what people think, being loving and patient and kind, but not caring what people think. And laughing with a purpose. So I hope you have that assignment. You were to say, if I were doing a video, it would go just like this. Hello, my name is Yolanda Peoples, and I have joined hashtag Why People's Rise Up Gratitude Journey, and I am making a commitment to be in touch with my feelings to get a better result. That's all you have to do is say on the video. And make sure you put at the top of the video, hashtag Why People's Rise Up Gratitude Journey. I would like to post as many of those as I can tonight. And then I would love to always get your emails to tell me how this is working for you. You want to strengthen your wings? Let God heal the wound. But he can't heal the wound until you give a voice to it. You heard Miss Christine's testimony. Her family hid, suppressed, went into survivor mode. Survival mode, thank you. When her brother took his life. They gave it every other reason, every other excuse. Her testimony is deep as it relates to that. I will not tell it to you because one day I maybe have her on the show and have her tell it to you. But last year when I started this movement and she did a video and she rose up against suicide, the devil could no longer keep that wound in her soul open. That was the moment God could sweep in and replace it with freedom and joy because she no longer had to hide the secret. She no longer had to hide it in case someone knew or in case someone had a question or someone from the past. She no longer had to hide the secret. She gave a voice to it. And she got free. And then all the people who heard her Rise Up video got a chance to be free too. Because they said, oh my goodness, their family went through the same thing. And they found their freedom through her video. So, I'm going to see who's going to be a real, true gratituder and post their video.
So you can make a video of yourself, give your name, and state that you have joined the Why People's Rise Up Gratitude Journey. And what was the last thing?
And then they're going to say, I am making a commitment to be in touch with my feelings. What did I say? Be in touch with my feelings. I forgot what I said now. To be in touch with my feelings to have a better outcome. I think that's what I said. If not, they'll correct me. That's what it is tonight, Gratituders, and I'm going to let you go because I had no idea it was this late, and you all have not even said a word to me about it being this late.
That's my fault.
We must have been deep in it today because I had no clue. This is not good. I got to sign off. Well, Gratituders, I'm going to see how many of you really, really are willing to strengthen those wings. I'm not asking you to tell me about your feelings. That's between you and your God. In your home, on your job, at your place of business, wherever you go. When you get frustrated, go, what's the wound? What's the wound? God, heal the wound so I can make a better choice, so I can have a better outcome. The minute that you get lathered and somebody, wait, what's the wound? What's the wound? What is it? What is that? What is that? Let me give a voice to that. I know it was that failed marriage. Give a voice to it and say, come on, God, heal that, heal that, heal that.
It's 8:20.
I know, that's where this is going to take you. All right, Gratituders, that's it. I got to go. And thank you for tolerating me. But I had to go there tonight. I did because God told me. And I had to go there. And I'm going there for you, for me, for my family, for your family, for the world. Anyone that wants to tune in. We're going to make this world a better place for real. Well, I love you from here to Mercury to Venus to Earth to Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. And yes, Joel Robert Peoples is a planet. Ask somebody. And so is Pluto. It is. It's not a ball of glass. It's a planet. Because that's what my third grade teacher told me.
Boom.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Furthest planet from the sun. It's Pluto. Boom, right? All right. Well, your lives and my life, and his life, and my family's lives, my church family's life, Gratitude's life, not everybody's life that are on this journey will never, ever, honey, it will never, ever be the same again. Well, same butterfly free channel, same butterfly free time, right here, tomorrow evening on Facebook at A Woman's Experience, on YouTube at Why People's Rise Up Gratitude Journey, and on Instagram COPFM. We're going to get these things all together. We're going to get these things.
We'll post it on Facebook tonight, guys.
We're going to post it on Facebook. Good night, everybody, and may your sleep, honey, may it be sweet. Good night, everybody.